see everybody here. We are going to go ahead and get started with our speeches today, but before we do, I would love to introduce our judges and thank them for coming out. First, we have Edward Antonati. And Ed is representing Kiwanis Club. He is currently their elect president. We also have Jennifer Moore, who is from Professional Development District. And then Ms. Paula O'Neill, who's from the Clerk of Circuit Court and County Comptroller. She is returning because she also assisted with our student council. And then we have Ms. Doris Younglove, who is a retired 5th grade teacher, a current retiree. All right. So again, I want to thank everybody for coming, including our families. And we're going to have Mr. Lovelace come up and introduce all of our students who have made it to this round. And we are very, very excited and impressed with their speeches. So this is going to be a tough job narrowing it down. But Mr. Lovelace, if you'd like to come up.
All right, thank you, Ms. Slesser. Thanks for everybody coming out. We have some fantastic speeches. Ms. Michaels and myself heard these last night, and I know you guys are going to enjoy them all. So our first contestant is Mr. Joseph Galto. His topic is meteorology.
Have you ever wondered how meteorologists know the weather forecast so well? Well, I do. They would have to study meteorology. Meteorology is a study of the atmosphere, atmospherical phenomena, and atmospherical effects on our weather. Meteorology is a subdiscipline of the atmospherical sciences, a term that covers all the studies of the atmosphere. Meteorology focuses on lower parts of the atmosphere, primarily the troposphere, where most weather takes place. Some famous meteorologists, like John Dalton and Steve Lyons, had to study that could happen in just a few hours. Sometimes complex societies in your environment are affected even more seriously by events and changes in the atmosphere. Forecasters use the knowledge of meteorology to tell people what the weather forecast is. Did you know that the history of meteorology runs to about 340 BCE? That's about 2,300 years ago. I know, mind blown. Meteorology also uses technology such as Doppler radars and complex computer models to track down storms. Using the technology that scientists are improving with, we will be able to track down severe storms such as blizzards, hurricanes, and tornadoes. Some meteorologists use 3D models to pinpoint where the most severe parts are of a type of storm. These meteorology tables study how high storms are and how severe they are. So if you would like to learn more about weather, you should be a meteorologist and find new ways to study storms. Why? Because meteorology is a science anybody can discover.
All right, thank you, Joey. Our next speech contestant is Miss Coral Bowen. Her topic is snot and you.
Have you ever been told, get your finger out of your nose? It makes you feel bad or embarrassed, right? Well, I'm going to tell you something. It isn't bad to pick your nose, but something bad can happen. The bad parts about picking your nose is that chronic nose picking can lead to either serious or severe problems. For example, a 53-year-old woman had chronically dug inside her nose for years. In 2012, she noticed she carved a hole into her sinus. Another thing that concerns many parents is that nose picking can spread bacterial infections around the body. Many scientists have done partial studies on nose picking and sent out surveys to schools. 200 teens admitted to picking their noses on an average of 4 times a day. 12% of those same teens admitted to digging out the gooey substance and eating it because it felt good. Then scientists sent out surveys to elementary school. 13 students used tweezers to get out their snot, and 9 used pencils. 9. Then, 9 students admitted to eating what they found. Probably the same 9, but okay. Other studies show that boys are more likely to pick and eat their nasal mucus, or more commonly known as boogers. This fact makes many boys very self-conscious. Now, to relieve you all, here are some benefits to picking your nose. First, and truthfully most important, eating snot can actually strengthen your body's natural germ defense. How, you may ask? Well, when you ingest nasal mucus, you are introducing your body to new germs, and this teaches your body how to fight off these germs. They also contain bodily beneficial nutrients. On the site Natural News, it states it's far cleaner. And I saved the best for last, a fun fact. Fun fact, the gooey stuff inside your nose is to keep your mucous membranes moist. Bet you didn't know that, huh? Finally, for all the gold miners, you know who you are. There are benefits and some bad parts to picking your nose. But if you're a parent or teacher, then heed my advice. Stop telling children to stop digging for gold. For one, you did it when you were little, and 2, it's bodily beneficial. So nobody should feel self-conscious about picking your nose because it's good for you.
All right, thank you, Coral. Our next is Meriden Lanto, and her topic is power of knowledge.
If education never existed, where would we gain all of our knowledge? In all circumstances, knowledge is the prime result of learning and discovering new ideas that can change or improve our lives. Furthermore, knowledge can bring success and security to each and everyone. The powers of knowledge can save lives. Moreover, it can make you a better person, and it can even make our dreams come true. Knowledge is power. It can save lives. It takes the power of knowledge to gain security nowadays. Believe it or not, it takes tons of money and training to achieve its positive results. At home, our parents remind us to be vigilant to our surroundings and to be careful with our personal belongings. Now the people around us, like teachers, neighbors, and community leaders, give us pertinent information. For instance, how to avoid accidents, how to deal with issues like bullying, drug addiction, and how to prevent diseases such as measles and the currently spreading Ebola virus. People are being educated and trained on how unprepared and would not know how to solve problems. Knowledge is your power. It can make you a better person. I have the passion of reading. I like to read books that brings messages that people must know, act, and believe in. There's a saying that first, learn the meaning of what you say, then speak, by Epictetus, a Greek philosopher. To me, it means make sure it will do good and not hurt others. As a matter of fact, reading can give you tons of information that later in life you can be smarter, confident, and organized person. For example, following rules and manners, how to be a good speaker, and getting ideas to make do-it-yourself activities. Knowledge can make our dreams come true. As a student, we still have lots of studying and learning. Our parents and teachers motivate us to read, write, and explore possibilities on how to apply this knowledge. The more knowledge you gain, the more information you have, and it's easier to make the right decisions and choices. When you learn more, you earn more. That will make you more competitive and successful in your chosen field. Above all, one must start to think. To go further, step forward, strive, and always be knowledgeable. Only in the power of knowledge we can all achieve, feel safe, and have successful lives.
All right, thank you, Meriden. Emma Troxel is next. Her topic is the Shamu debate.
Could you imagine what SeaWorld would be like without Shamu? Just dolphins, dolphins, dolphins all the time. Can't dolphins get a little boring? You see, SeaWorld is in a big debate to tell whether Shamu should continue to perform or be released into the wild. And some people think Shamu is making SeaWorld look bad. In 2010, Shamu had drowned his trainer. People everywhere were shocked about this. Since then, it has costed $70 million to improve whale habitats in 3 of the main parks in the U.S. After the drowning, people wanted to get rid of Shamu. Tilcum, the whale's actual name, had gotten out of control while training and drowned his trainer. There was strong evidence that he may have killed another person as well. There was an intoxicated man who climbed over the wall and was found drowned at the bottom of the pool the next morning. No one knows what happened, but they think Tilcum was the one. I think Shamu should continue to perform because scientists say that if they stay, it'll be easier to study them, so the scientists won't have to go whale watching just to study them. Also, if they went out to the ocean, they'd probably not know how to survive. Like if they wanted food, they'd probably not know how to catch or trap fish. The type of whale that you see in SeaWorld is an orca. Orcas are amazing animals. They can jump 14 to 15 feet in the air. An adult orca is 26 feet long and 6,000 pounds, but the largest orca was 32 feet long and around 10 tons. This means it takes up a lot of space that SeaWorld could put other stuff. Also, orcas are the only whale species that have ever been able to live 13 years in captivity. In conclusion, I think Shamu should stay because shows now are not nearly as incredible as before. And also, could you imagine a poor orca out in the middle ocean starving? I know I couldn't, but I would like to know what you think. Should Shamu stay or should Shamu go?
Is next, and her topic, the power of words.
A word. It can be amazing, damaging, or life-changing. When you hear the words, "You have cancer," "We lost him," "It's a girl," "Marry me," or "Thank you," they can change your life. Have you ever heard the saying, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me"? Well, it's a lie. Words can hurt. Your choice of words will decide where you will go in life. For example, you are arrested. Do you swear, cuss, and deny your actions, or will you just say that you're sorry? That simple decision might send you to a lifetime in prison or a month or 2 in jail. Words can end relationships too, and not only a boyfriend-girlfriend kind, but with a family member or friend. When you say, "It's your fault," "Oh my God," "Whatever," or "Ugh," it shows the person listening that you are uncaring or ungrateful. On the other hand, words can raise you up.
They can improve your position in life. The words you say at an interview can determine whether you get the job or not. Words can also determine the paycheck that you will receive and the career you choose in college. According to the level of your intelligence, people's perspective on you might change a lot. Also, it will up the ante in your friend zone. People like friends who are respectful and uplifting. But how do words affect your overall intelligence? Using words such as like, and is a common phenomenon used by citizens in the USA. In fact, Mark Lieberman's study shows that women say 22% more than men. However, men say more than twice as often as women. Some slang words you say might be mistaken for a verbal disability or speech impairment. People usually say these words as a fill-in or when they're searching for a logical word. There was a study conducted by Christenfeld in 1995 showing that only the people who pay close attention to a speaker were able to notice the usage of fillers, such as and However, listeners that did not pay close attention were less likely to pick up the fillers. So think about it. Words are pretty powerful, and the ones you will say in just a couple of hours will change your future.
Thank you, Hannah. Joey D. Benedetto is next. His topic, why everyone should own a dog.
Bart, did you hear what happens? There was a 9/11 story where a blind man said go to his dog. His dog ran down the stairs, holding the man, while the building was falling down. They escaped the building safe and sound. Also, in the same exact story, a lost Boy Scout was in the woods. After a 4-day search, a dog sniffed his shirt, and then he led the way to the dog. Dogs are there to help your health problems. Did you know staying with the dog will help some stress problems and strains? Dogs also keep you fit. There's also safety dogs, so if you're blind, they'll lead the way. Dogs have a sense where if a hurricane's going to happen, they'll warn you like 2 days before. Dogs are very intelligent and interesting. Dogs can smell over 100 million feet trail. You can also teach your dog obedience training so it can do tricks. Any animal might not understand you, but if a dog can, that's impressive. Did you not notice dogs don't have any thumbs? So imagine you living without any thumbs. That's also very impressive. Also, the dog food prices go up to $14.49 to $79. That's very impressive. Okay, let's face it. Cats only play with you if you give them food. Now, dogs are super playful. But first, let me pause here because dogs' hands are called paws. Did you know that some dogs are faster than some humans? Let's say a burglar comes in. A cat would meow silently. A dog would bark loud, wake you up, then you call 911. There's also stray dogs, so if your mom says no, you can always feed stray dogs. So that's all the facts. And if this story inspired you to go to get a dog, you can go to an ASPCA where you can adopt dogs. Bye.
Thank you, Joey. Austin Revel is next. His topic is Cessna aircrafts.
The Cessna Aircraft Company is the leading designer and manufacturer of light and mid-sized business jets, caravan and utility turboprops, and single-engine aircraft. The reason why I like this type of plane is because I flew in one before. There were no problems or anything wrong with the plane. Cessna Aircraft Company was founded by Clyde Cessna in 1927. He was a farmer in Rago, Kansas. He built his own aircraft and flew it in June 1911, the first person to fly from the Mississippi River to the Rocky Mountains. Cessna aircrafts are very successful. In fact, over half the aircrafts flying now are Cessna. Another reason why I think they are successful is because the company has been making aircrafts for over 88 years. Safety comes standard with Cessna aircrafts. The aircrafts are designed both to react effectively to dangerous situations and to avoid them altogether. The single-engine aircrafts have one propeller and are the smallest model that Cessna makes. Some examples are the Skyhawk, Turbo Skyline, Turbo Stationair, and Cessna TTX are all examples of single-engine aircrafts. Caravan and utility turboprops are used for many things such as cargo space and transportation. The different types are the Cessna Caravan, Grand Caravan EX, Caravan Amphibian, and the Super Cargo Master. FedEx uses the Cessna 208 to ship many of their packages. Cessna makes commercial jets too. Some examples are the Citation Sovereign Plus, Citation X Plus, and the Citation Longitude. These jets are used for transporting people. There are many aircraft businesses, but nothing like Cessna. Like I said before, Cessna is the leading designer and manufacturer of light and mid-size business jets, caravan and utility turboprops, and single-engine aircraft. If you get a chance, you should fly in one someday.
Thank you, Austin. Giovanna Ferrara is next. Her topic is dog diseases.
There are lots of dog diseases. I'll be talking about 3. The first dog disease I'll be talking about is parvovirus. Parvovirus is commonly called parvo. This virus is common in parts of the country with low vaccination rates and can be seen in dogs. Parvo is most frequently seen in puppies who have not yet been vaccinated. The death rate depends on how quickly the symptoms are caught by an owner, addressed by a veterinarian, and the strength of a pet's immune system. Most survivors of parvovirus do not have long-term effects. Parvovirus can kill your dog by having internal bleeding. This disease is an intestinal disease. Another disease that can kill your dog is the distemper virus. Distemper is a tragic, often fatal disease that infects dogs and puppies. While the distemper virus is part of the typical puppy vaccine series, puppies too young for vaccination and dogs who have never yet been vaccinated are closer to death. The virus typically comes along with neurological symptoms, nasal discharge, and high fevers. It also has a high death rate. And the rare dogs who survive infection often have long-term effects, such as seizures and hardened paw pads. The distemper virus can kill your dog by breaking down their brain. A disease veterinarians would like you to be aware of is leptospirosis. What is leptospirosis? Leptospirosis is a serious bacterial disease that infects dogs and humans. It is a serious worldwide disease. The disease-causing bacteria is spread through the urine of infected dogs and can survive from weeks to months in soil and surface waters such as lakes, streams, rivers, and stagnant waters like puddles. Leptospirosis can cause fever, kidney failure, and even death. So be aware of these health problems. What is the effect of leptospirosis? Leptospirosis is typically spread when an opening in the skin or mucous membrane, eyes, nose, or mouth comes in contact with infected urine. Your dog may be exposed to leptospira by drinking, swimming, or walking through dirty water. To help protect your dog, vaccinate them with Recum B for lepto, a vaccination for leptospira for parvovirus, and a vaccination for the distemper virus.
All right, thank you, Giovanna. Let's give these 8 another round of applause. And we'll do like a little 30-second intermission so you guys can stand and stretch before we do our next 8. All right, thank you. We got 8 more to go. Our next is Noelle Mason, and her topic is big cats.
Are you a fan of cats and kittens? Okay. If so, think again. Not all cats are cute and cuddly. Think about the cats in the wild. They are vicious creatures and meat eaters. There are 36 different species of wild cats, but I will only talk about 3 of them. First is tigers, next is lions, and third is caracows. Tigers are the world's largest cat, and they are threatened with extinction. Did you know that baby tigers are called cubs? Tiger cubs are blind for 6 to 12 weeks, and it takes a few more weeks for their vision to fully develop. Most tigers live in Asia, more specifically throughout all of Southeast Asia, China, Korea, and Russia. Less than 3,200 tigers remain in the wild today. Over the last 80 years, 3 species of tigers have gone extinct. This proves we need to stop hunting tigers. Lions are fierce creatures and always eat meat. Have you ever wondered why a male lion has a mane? They have manes to attract females, and if they ever got in a fight, the mane can stop the neck from being scratched. The lionesses usually or always hunt. Then they let the male lions eat first. And until male lions become king of their pride, they will live alone or live with other males. Now let's talk about the caracal. The caracal looks like a regular house cat with pointy ears. The male weighs up to They grow up to the length of 3.3 feet long, and the male weighs up to 18 kilograms. And their tails are about a...
Thank you, Noelle. Braden Eager is next, and his topic is Don't Be a Litter Bug.
Hey, do you or someone you know litter? Well, if they do, then this speech for you. Step Studies show that if you litter at an early age, then you continue to litter throughout your whole adulthood. It's like a habit, but a really bad one. Littering has been so dangerous to the environment that animals, plants, and even fishes are dying every day because of litter. If we don't stop littering, then it will kill plants. And once the plants are dead, then the animals that eat the plants will die, and they will have no food to eat. Why? Pollution can also affect animals that live underneath the water. How, you might ask? Well, some people might throw some garbage over the boat, or some garbage might wash down the gutter. The pollution will probably go down to the bottom of the ocean, and once it's at the bottom of the ocean, then a fish might think it's a bigger fish might think it's a smaller fish, but it's actually a piece of garbage. And then once the fish eats it, it dies. Poor little fishy. He had so much to live for. Smoking is a bad way of littering too. When people are done with the cigarette, they either throw it on the ground or they don't go out of the way to find a garbage can. That causes a massive buildup of cigarette trash on the sides of roads, restaurants, and the parking lots of businesses. And people that order food will most likely not go out of their way to find a garbage can. They'll just throw it all over the sidewalk like they don't even care. When people litter, it's most likely because they don't want to go out of the way to find a garbage can. So don't be like other people and litter. It's always go out of your way to find a garbage can. And here's my last and final reason why we should stop littering. Probably the animals that we killed from littering might come back from the dead and haunt us forever. So I hope my speech has taught you a lot and very important things. I hope I did.
Good job, Braden. Faith Giambarberie is next. The invasion of technology.
I'm here to talk to you about this big problem, technology. Now, it might not seem like it would in this speech, but it's going to be a shocking, bumpy ride, so buckle your seatbelts, people. So first, let's talk about the conflict that people think that the invasion of technology is okay. Well, I'm here to tell you, it's not. Everything is like beep bop now. Instead of hearing the delightful sound of your pencil that's scraping across your paper. When I play with my friend Kaylee, we go to her house and write notes on pieces of paper instead of going on Instagram and texting. I also learned that technology takes up battery and electric bill, and paper can be saved for a longer time. You can either go to the store and buy a phone that almost costs the price of a car, or get a simple notebook for just $2. I heard on the internet that teachers are teaching like it's $29.99 already. I also found that in Guilford County, NC, each of the 17,000 middle school students are getting an iPad. And also, more than 600 U.S. students have plans to provide a tablet to each student. It seems pretty cool, but don't forget the fact that paper and pencil still live. Now, a tablet can be fun because you have the stylus and can accessorize with different color cases, but nothing compares to just using a pen or a pencil and appreciating your own handwriting. Listen, I'm not saying that when all of us are about 24 that robots will take over the earth, but I'm saying that you should appreciate what we already have instead of rushing to the future. Now think of your future. It'll be crushed if you're like me trying to talk about the debate of technology. I'm completely trying to say that if there is no imagination action, then it is no paper and pencil action. And imagination is creation, leading to the fact that creation is created on both a paper and a tablet, but not with a stylus. It is created with belief, crayons, and paper. But you know what I mean. And I'm pretty cool that the moon might really be a living place pretty soon, but trust me, I'm staying on Earth where there's plenty of paper and pencil. Most of you probably love technology, and so do I, but I know I'm never going to forget the paper and pencil revolution. Don't forget about paper, pencil, imagination, creation, and don't get caught up in the invasion of technology.
Thank you, Faith. Anna Silvas is next. Her topic is media messages and your body image.
Writer and psychotherapist Amy Bloom once said, "You are imperfect, permanently and inevitably flawed, and you are beautiful." These words may be easy to say, but they may not be easy to think in our world today. I will be addressing what the media does to ruin the perspective of ourselves, how this affects us, and how to prevent the negative effect the media gives to us from getting to our heads. The media is all around us. It's the thing that delivers our daily news, or the thing that helps us to understand definitions. If you have ever read a magazine or watched TV, that is a form of the media. 97% of the information you see on the media is about our appearances. 68% of women say they feel worse about their appearances after looking through a magazine. The media exposes us to the unnatural body type. The world needs to realize that the media controls our thoughts. Our words could change the world. On average, each week, a girl spends 31 hours watching TV, 10 hours online, and 4 hours reading magazines. The things we see completely change us. The media takes over our minds and brainwashes us to think exactly what we see and hear. It labels us and shows us that we cannot be who we really are. We do not live in this world to be labeled. We live in this world to show who we are. And we are not the media. We can stop the media from manipulating us. Look in the mirror every single day and tell yourself that you are beautiful, because it is true, and we will never let the media define beauty, because the real beauty is that person standing in the mirror. You are beautiful, no matter what you hear. I bet you think that statement was perfect, but I'm not done. And besides, nothing is perfect. Share the knowledge, pass it on. Here's how. Stop judging yourself. Do not listen to people who judge you or themselves. Don't believe the media, and remember Amy's quote. You are imperfect, permanently and inevitably flawed, and you are beautiful.
Thank you, Anna. Shelby Capiello is next. Facts about Taekwondo.
Have you ever wanted to learn Taekwondo? Have you ever wanted to learn self-discipline? Taekwondo would be a great choice to learn self-discipline, self-defense, and respect. Taekwondo is a Korean martial art which emerged in the mid-20th century. Taekwondo is one of the most practiced martial arts in the world. Taekwondo emphasizes mind, body, and spirit. Therefore, practicing Taekwondo takes mental and physical training and dedication. Taekwondo primarily focuses on fast, powerful kicking and punching techniques, which are blended with jumps and blocks to avoid counteractions. Many Asian martial arts encompass 5 structured core activities. Specific unarmed techniques. Sport sparring is fighting an opponent in combat and requires protective gear. Breaking is forcibly strikes on tiles, wood, and bricks. Forms continuous patterns of movements against imaginary opponents, build strength and concentration. Punching combinations. Hook, uppercut, cross, and jab. Footwork. Step Step change, step forward, step backwards, slide forward, slide backwards, pivot in, pivot out, cut to the side, L step, turn forward, and turn backwards. There are many levels of Taekwondo. Beginner, white, yellow, and orange belt. Intermediate, green, purple, and blue belt. Advanced, brown, red, white, and red black belt. Once you have reached red black belt, you are eligible to test for black belt. 1 to 9th dans. To a martial artist, getting a black belt is a new beginning. To study Taekwondo in a serious manner, you have to know the history, philosophy, and technique. More than 70 million Taekwondo practitioners worldwide. Taekwondo promotes positive values, builds character, strength, confidence, assertiveness, and able to defeat graciously and never give up.
And in Greats is next. With fishing, the ultimate sport.
I like fishing.
Do you remember reading One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss? Well, this book with living in Florida is what inspired me to be interested in fishing. First off, you need water to go fishing, and luckily we are surrounded by water. There are 3 different types of bodies of water. There is saltwater, freshwater, and brackish water. Brackish water, which is a mixture of saltwater and freshwater. Today, I will be talking about saltwater fishing. Florida is great for this type of fishing. You can fish from a dock, a shore, or a boat. I prefer fishing from a boat because a boat can take you to deeper water and it can take you where the bigger fish are. While deep sea fishing, sea turtles and other sea life locate reefs and other structures beneath the water. There are 230,000 different kinds of species of saltwater fish in the world today. When my mom, dad, and I went fishing when I was 4 years old, my first catch was a gag grouper. The gag grouper felt slimy. When I went shark fishing and when I pulled one up out of the water, the skin felt like sandpaper. For saltwater fishing, there are different baits to use. There is frozen squid, frozen shrimp, and lures. The best bait to use, in my opinion, is squid because fish are just loving squid. Every time we go fishing, we get 5, maybe 6 fish. That's how I know that fish like squid. The squid's body is the best part to fish with. I like squid better than shrimp, and I get my bait at the bait store. Let me tell you a story. One afternoon, my family went fishing. All of a sudden, my uncle got a bite. He fought the fish for an hour. That's a long time. When he pulled it up, when he pulled the fish into the boat, the fish was like flopping around like it was doing the worm. That was the biggest fish I ever seen. It was a cobia. A cobia is a good fighting fish with stripes on its body, and it's good eating. Fishing is fun because you can enjoy it with your family and friends. Another reason why fishing is fun because you can't wait to get your fish up. You can't wait to get your fish up out of the water and take a picture. Imagine the selfie. Now go get your hooks, your bait, your fishing pole, and let's go fishing!
All right, good job, Landon. Dylan Ortiz Rosario is next. His topic is soccer.
Hi everybody, today I'm going to talk about my favorite sport, soccer. Soccer is an extremely popular sport. 250 million people have played before. Soccer is a good sport to do exercise. You can learn so you can be in a team and be professional. Soccer is a good sport to play with your friends. how to play and how are similar. Football and soccer are similar because they have between 11 players and they're playing offense, defense, and midfielders. The offense is allowed to make a strike and pass it to the midfielder. The offense is allowed to pass it to everyone, and the offense can't pass it to the goalkeeper. Rules. One rule is when the ball is out, you got to throw with your hands. The second rule is when the ball is out, you got to wait for the whistle. The third rule is when you touch the ball with your hands will be a foul. It's a free kick. When the ball is outside the goalkeeper can kick. You're not allowed to touch the ball with your hands or arms. The goalkeeper is the only player that can touch the ball with your hands or arms. Favorite team player, why? Which team is your favorite and which player is your favorite? My favorite team are Barcelona and Real Madrid because they got a lot of good players that are my favorite. My favorite player is Ronaldo and Messi because they got a lot of skills, move, and ability. I know really much soccer because I played 5 years in a competitive club in Puerto Rico.
Good job, Dylan. Our last contestant is Shauna Hopper. The difference between elementary and middle school.
That's right. Okay. How many times has your brother or sister slammed their backpack on the table and told them that was the worst day of school that they ever had in their entire lives? Trust me, I've been there. I have a dramatic older sister. Parents are probably thinking, what's the big deal? Heck, they should be excited for the first day of school. Actually, they aren't. Because ages from 8 to 16 feel insecure about themselves between the differences of transferring to elementary school to middle school. Here's how. Number 1, elementary school has recess and middle school does not. Because middle school only has 4 minutes to get to classes. So unless you're not Sonic the Hedgehog, you better stop walking like Squidward and pick up the pace. Number 2, the homework is harder in middle school because you're expected more to go into high school, college, career, and your dream job that you always wanted. Homework appears to be easier in elementary school because you're probably with that teacher for 6 whole hours a day. 6 whole hours. Okay, raise your hand if you like homework. Wow, okay. Raise your hand if you don't like homework. Figures. Either way, in middle school and elementary school, your homework will be stacked up like a plate of pancakes at IHOP. The responsibility in middle school is actually varied, but elementary school has the point system and the frowny faces. And middle school, like I said, is varied because you're expected more. The attendants in middle school and elementary school go to school every single day. Now, I'm not saying go to school, be slept in late, or had 102 fever, or threw up because of your mom's meatloaf last night. I do not want to get into the details about that. Just try to go to school as much as you can. Time management. Use your time wisely like these so you don't get a bad grade. Because if your teacher finds out, Organization. Organize, organize, organize. I'll say it a million times if I have to, because let's say you have a reading test from Miss D. Johnson and you left your reading textbook at home. How would you like talking to your parents about that? Whether it's middle school or elementary school, it's also important for education. Trust me.
All right. Thank you guys so much, and the audience, for your patience as we allowed each one of our guests to come up and do their speeches. Let's give one more big round of applause for all of our candidates. And now, our judges have the hard task of finishing and completing out the scoring and sitting down together and determining who our top winners will be from this very talented competition. So we will be announcing the winners at the end of the day today. So you don't have to wait overnight to hear who the top winners will be. So we want to thank our judges. Let's give one more round of applause for them.